Welcome to Tackle Talk Live, a program full of insight and information related to bass tournaments with a primary focus on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. A show dedicated to making you a better bass fisherman with one-on-one interviews with winning anglers. Your host, Kevin Jean, Territory Manager for Sport Co-Marketing, who's no stranger to tournament success. An avid angler who understands how to compete at a high level. Daiwa and Camus Boats Pro Staffer, Steve Graff, a successful angler in his own right, who continues to pursue tournament-winning stringers. So, get ready to take notes from two knowledgeable anglers here on Tackle Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
It's that time. Tackle Talk Live right here. What is today, Kevin? April 28th. Golly,
28th.
man, the year is flying by, dude.
It is.
Well, we're fixing to be in May. I told Sherry the other day, I said, I think Thanksgiving's 32 weeks away. She didn't want to hear that. And Christmas, I think, was like 38 weeks away or something. She sure didn't want to hear that one. But anyhow, but yeah, we got a good show today here on Tackle Talk Live. And I'm Dowden Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager with Sport Co-Marketing down there in South Louisiana. Still on the road, Kevin Jean. And Kevin, dude, that road can get old, can't it?
Yeah, it can, Steve. But, this last week was a busy week for me. This week's a very busy week for me. Down here, I'm actually very South Louisiana today, Steve, and down here right at the mouth of Venice. So, unfortunately not going fishing, but talking to everybody about fishing. Snapper season opens up down here May 1st. So down here with some customers, getting a lot of my dealers set up and ready, make sure they're good to go for snapper season. It opens up this weekend. So yep, down here on the road this week. Hopefully I won't be having to do this many more times, but unfortunately last week and this week having to join from the road, but we'll do what we got to do.
How much since you've moved down there, which I've been down there 2 years now?
Going on 4.
What? No.
Yeah.
Has it been 4? Okay, well, that makes me feel even more. I couldn't believe that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yep.
Have you done any speckled trout or redfish? Have you been able to get out and do any of that since you've moved down there?
I have. I go some during the fall. One, that's when it's the best, and it's easiest for me to go. And it's just downright stupid.
Now, you wade fishing or are you in a boat?
Oh no, I'm in a boat. I'm in a boat.
Yeah, I go wade fishing with my brother in Galveston Bay. And Christmas Bay, all that down there, and we have a blast. And it's speckled trout, catch a flounder every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, all right. Today we got Kevin. I'm telling you, I'm anxious to talk to this guy, Andrew Rickman, who won the Bass Nation tournament. And you and I've already kind of talked about it. Over 95 pounds of fish in 3 days, with a guy that has supposedly never been on Toledo Bend in his life. As a tournament angler myself, I'm just like, how do you do that? Because I couldn't add up 4 years and come up with 95 pounds on Toledo.
Well, Steve, I said it last week now. It was setting up perfect. If the wind would allow, and the wind still blew.
Oh, yeah.
If weather would allow, it was setting up perfect for this tournament because I felt like the fish were setting up perfect for the scopers. It's going, and I haven't talked to him. You're the only one that's talked to him. But my first question is, obviously he was scoping. Did you get an area that you could cover ground in, and there was big ones in, or did you have a pattern that you put together that you was able to run? There's several different ways to approach scoping, especially on a lake like Toledo Bend. And it's going to be interesting to hear how he broke it down. 95 pounds in 3 days, Steve.
Yeah. That's again, I have no words. If you're a fisherman and a tournament angler, you're blown away by that number. I mean, you're just shaking your head like, how do you do that? And never been on the lake. And I'm like you, and it's it's kind of one of my questions too, was, and talking to a good friend of mine, and I think a guy, Jim Tutt, former pro angler. Yesterday I visited with, and we were talking about how does that, on a body of water 72 miles long, how do you zero in on a certain area to come up with a 6-pound average for 3 days per fish? And I'm like, I'm anxious to hear what he's got to say. So looking forward to having him on. Toledo Bend, again, Kevin, it just continues to put out big bags. This year, if Toledo Bend's not ranked number one in Bassmaster, there's something wrong, because it's blowing everybody, all the lakes in the country away.
Right. Agreed.
Outlaw Team Series number 3, we got the results from that over at Sam Rayburn. Sam Rayburn isn't fishing too bad. Even the Sealy,
it's not.
The Sealy surprised me with basically 5 over 10 double digits. So Sam Rayburn's fishing well. And then we got the NPFL. I watched a little bit of that the other day with their live stream, and they were on Lake Millwood. They were supposed to be on the Wright Patman out of Texarkana, but they moved it to Ashtown, Arkansas, which is right there, Lake Millwood. And but had a good tournament. Looked like a good showing. They had a good turnout. A lot of people showed up for the weigh-ins, and good to see the MPFL again.
You talk about old school fishing, because I watched a little bit of that live also. Throwing a swim jig and punching mats and all that fun stuff. I watched a little bit of that live feed, and that was fun to watch. That was old school as it gets right there.
When you see the old hands like Matt Herring, Andy Montgomery flipping and
Swindle,
pitching, and Swindle flipping and pitching jigs, and I'm telling you that's you don't get much of that no more. And I will say this year for Bassmaster. This wasn't a Bassmaster event, but Bassmaster's done an outstanding job this year with diversity on their water, on their tournaments. They've got river systems, they got big lakes. They've got a great diverse schedule. That some lakes will be great for scoping, some won't be horrible for scoping. So my hat's off to B.A.S.S on their schedule this year. They did a good job. Even the anglers have said they've really enjoyed this year so far, just because it's not the same thing over and over and over, So, but anyway, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to visit with Andrew Rickman right here, get the story straight from the horse's mouth, and see exactly what he did and how he did it to catch over 95 pounds of bass in 3 days on Toledo Bend. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat, or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin, Jean, and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, located at exit 127 just south of Natchitoches on I-49. Shimano Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana. Lost Frontier Park, and our newest sponsor, RentalsToledoBend.com. If you're looking for a great place to stay on Toledo Bend, save you a lot of money, a lot of extra fees, check out RentalsToledoBend.com. All right. Now, on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got Andrew Rickman. And Andrew, man, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you coming on and giving us all the waypoints, the coordinates, everything for this tournament that you won and caught 95 pounds of fish. Dude, congratulations, first of all, that you've done something. I don't know if you realize what you've done, but I've been doing this for 36 years and I've never heard anybody doing this, what you did. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. No doubt. It was an insane week. Practice going into it. I did not think that would happen. So I'm super happy about it, super blessed. And I will be making more posts about this. People, this isn't going to be the last time people see that. I'm gonna keep touting this little trophy around right here. And when I say little, I mean freaking giant. This thing's so massive. I'm going to let everybody know I got this sucker.
Well, when you get a blue trophy, you know you've done something. So, again, congratulations. And so give us your background. Where are you from? Yeah. High school, college, fishing? How did it all start? Give us your background.
So I'm from Canton, Texas. So I'm about 30 miles south of Forks. So Forks my home lake.
Okay.
So I fished in high school. I've always loved fishing, like just my whole life. But I've never had a bass boat. I was never really surrounded by bass fishing, but I loved it. Every chance I go, I'm walking a mile or two away from my house to go fishing. Ended up when I was 16, my dad got our first boat. And it was a 2001 Skeeter, and oh my gosh, I'd never been so happy in my life when that sucker came home to us. And I mean, it was great, fished out of that all high school, fished college out of that boat. But yeah, I went to high school in Canton. I fished all 4 years there. The whole time I was just learning, I felt like until recently, I've almost been behind. I've had so much to learn about bass fishing because I've just loved fishing so much, but I really haven't grasped bass fishing to the full extent. I haven't known where the big fish are always living. I haven't known how to always find what they're doing. But here recently, I've really felt like I've gotten a hold of that. So in high school, it was a grind. I didn't always do well. My senior year, I did end up winning Angler of the Year, which was pretty awesome. But I never won a tournament. I never, ever in high school won a tournament. I got second, got fourth, had really good tournaments, but I never really won it. And for the amount of work I put into it at that age was way greater than any other angler did. I was grinding every chance I got. I was on the lake or out on a pond or something, watching a video about it. So, it was a grind, no doubt. And then after that, I went to Dallas Baptist University in Dallas, and I fished college all 4 years there. And, pretty much the same thing. I had great tournaments. I had great times out there. Almost won AOY and Bassmaster 1 year. Never won a tournament, though. Never won a big tournament. I won a little local club tournament. Never won a big one. Felt like I was always learning, though. Every year, I felt like I would look back and what was I doing 3 months ago? Like I wasn't fishing, right? I was fishing stupid, but I just always felt like I was constantly improving. I think that's a big part of fishing. I think that's every angler. Every angler feel like that. If you don't look back 6 months ago and say, that dude was an idiot 6 months ago, you're not getting better at fishing. That's what you have to do. Because the sport's always evolving.
Well, let me say this. If you look back 6 months from now and think you were an idiot on Toledo Bend, everybody else better watch out.
Well, I hope I do, because that's the goal, is just to keep improving every time I go.
Andrew, let's jump into Toledo Bend. You've never been there before. Before this tournament came up. How many days of practice? Was you there for the full allotment of practice that you guys had?
No. So Saturday, I fished a tournament on Ray Roberts here near DFW area. Fished tournament there Saturday, because Saturday was the first day of official practice. So I didn't go. I fished that tournament. Then Sunday, I fished a club tournament near my house, and I won that one. And I was trying to keep up with my AOI for that one because I've won the first two, so I had to go again and keep up my AOI standing. So I was fortunate enough to win that one on Sunday, and then I drove Sunday night to the lake and practiced Monday and half of Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about practice. What are you focusing on, and what are you doing? And again, like Kevin kind of told you before we came on there, for some secrets you don't want to share, I mean, just just ignore the question, I guess. But we're just trying to get an idea. How is your approach to practice?
I'll share pretty much everything with y'all. So if you're listening to this, you should key in because I'm about to drop some juice. But my idea, I knew I didn't have enough time to cover the lake. That's obvious. A day and a half, you can't cover the whole lake.
Right.
I told myself I'm going to stay below the bridge 100%. And I even kind of keyed it down to where I knew I probably wasn't going to be fishing the backs of the coves because the spawn is done there. Maybe there's some fish back there. There is, but your larger population of bass are no longer in the backs of the creeks. Your larger population of bass after the spawn are going to be on the main lake. There's just no doubt. You can't deny that. In Texas reservoirs, that is where the big bass live after the spawn. So I told myself that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay within the first half mile of each creek, and I'm really going to try to stay on the main lake. Wherever I'm at, that's what I'm going to do. So that's really what I did. I started off practicing, I think, around Indian Mounds. I don't even really know all the places on the lake. Started practicing around Indian Mounds, I think. Oh, no. I started practicing in Housen, at the mouth of Housen.
Okay.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like the grass. There wasn't the correct population of bass in the grass, which was surprising because I thought there would be. So after I ran that, I said, okay, let's mark that off. Kept running, went into 6 Mile, fished that grass too. The grass was not right. So I said, I'm done fishing grass. No longer will I be fishing grass. If I go into 2 areas, spend 3 hours fishing grass, and I can't catch a fish over 3 pounds, I'm done. I'm out. So I really focused on the main lake, and I started really focusing on the flats of the lake because there's a lot of flats out there, and there's a lot of good stumps and structure on it. So I spent too much time doing it, but I felt so confident that was what they were going to be on. It just felt correct. Everything about it. This should be where the bass are post-spawn. They're moving out to the edges of these flats and getting ready to go out into deep water. Because soon, I mean, the pattern that I fish is probably not going to be good for very much longer because all those fish are going to move out to deep water.
Yeah.
I ran it. And then about 7 o'clock on Monday afternoon, like Monday night of practicing, pulled up to this one flat, cast it out there, and I jumped off a 9. I thought 8 to 9. It was a really big one. So, all right, here we go. That's something. And then kept fishing, and I caught a 720 something. I was like, yeah, this is right. This is it. And so I marked that. I said, I know there's fish here. I looked around for a little bit longer, then I left. I just ran that exact same pattern. And the pattern was the edges of the flats with stumps. The closer that stump was to the edge of the flat in 6 to 9 foot of water, the closer it was to that drop off, the better it was. I would pull up to some stumps and I'd be like, I can almost guarantee there will be a fish on this stump because of how close it is to the edge of the flat. And it was really nice. And rest of practice, actually day 2 of practice, we had to be off the water at 12 o'clock. I ran around. I looked on the Louisiana side for that exact same thing. Never found anything that I liked. And I went and fished the other side. I went and fished the Texas side, another flat, and I caught another 7-pounder. And I thought, well, that secures it. This is what I'm going to do all tournament, no matter what. I'm not changing anything. I don't care what happens, how it goes down. This is what I will do the whole tournament.
Wow.
Now, Andrew, in practice, are you scoping? I mean, of course you're scoping, but you're scoping the stumps, or are you just casting at it and of course looking at it, but are you making casts if you don't see a fish on the stump?
It just depends really. So most of the time these stumps, the big bass, you will see them. They are too big to hide behind these stumps. Of course, I'm looking at live scope on every single stump that I find. Some stumps you find, they just look a little different. There's something about it. They glow a little bit more, or there's a little bit of flicker on the scope. And it's like, okay, I'll try it out and I'll cast it out there. And in my first fish of the tournament, I had a stump like that where it was glowing a little bit. It was just a little weird. And I didn't know to cast at it or not, but I went ahead and cast it. I caught a 7-pounder out of it. So that fish was like suction to that freaking stump. So tight to where you could not see it on scope.
Yeah.
What kind of what brand are you using? Garmin, Lowrance, Humminbird, Garmin. Wow.
Yeah. Garmin's the best.
What?
Almost no doubt.
So going into tournament day one, you had 30. What'd you have day one?
32.
32 day one. Is it one of them things that happened during a time of the day? All right, I got several questions on this, but first of all, was it more of a timing of the day, or is it you just kind of go all out through the day? And what are you throwing at the stumps?
So I thought it was a timing deal after day one. I learned after day one it was not a timing deal, it was an area deal. So day one, I pull up on my first spot, and it's a flat with stumps on it where I caught a 7-pounder and jumped off the 9. I pulled up on it, and there was no boats there. I was boat 130, and there was no boats on the entire flat. It's a 1/4 mile flat. I was like, no way. I messed up. If there's no boats on this entire flat,
You question mark, I'm in the wrong place.
I missed something. I did not do it. So I was like, look, here we go. Like, it's not gonna work. Like, I messed up. I missed it. But I was like, whatever. I'm gonna keep fishing. So first fish is a spotted bass, 1.5-pound spotted bass. I thought, man, I for real messed up. This sucks. And kept fishing, and like I was saying, one of those stumps was glowing a little bit. So I cast it down in there, and it was a 7-pounder. And I said, here we go. I did not mess up. And it was it. I caught that spotted bass, 1.5-pound spotted bass, and then about 2 minutes later, I caught that 7-pounder. And then about 5 minutes later, I caught a 7.5. And I thought, yeah, it's about to go down. It did. About 15 minutes later, I'd say I caught another 7-pounder, and I had 3 fish. 4 fish, counting the spotted bass, for like 20-something pounds.
And how deep are these stumps?
About 6 to 10 foot.
And are you flipping them? Are you dragging something by them? What are you doing?
You can. I don't think. Maybe. Well, I was using the koiki. I was using a koiki ball. I was throwing that down.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Now, is that something? I'm zero knowledge on the koiki. So, is it weighted? Does it have a slow fall? So
that koiki ball, it's buoyant. It'll float if you throw it in the water.
Right.
It'll float directly to the top. So you got to weight it, and I've kind of made a way of weighting my stuff that's pretty particular, and I just feel like it works for me. It might not work for everyone. There's 1,000 different ways to rig it. Does it really matter? Maybe not. I've found a way that works for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you figured something out.
Now here's my question, because when did you get your 30 pounds? Did you get it midday? Did you get it later on in the day?
So I pulled up on my first spot, and I caught those 3 big ones in the first 20 minutes, and I had 28 3/4 pound at like 9 o'clock. So when I did that, I didn't have a good not a good practice. I didn't have a crazy practice. I didn't cover a ton of water. So I just started idling. And it was 9:15 in the morning, and I'm just out there idling, looking for the right stuff. It was such a cool feeling to have almost 30 pounds in the bag by 9 o'clock and be able to just go looking.
Yeah.
And that happens. I mean, when does that ever happen when you're in the position to do that?
No, rarely.
No doubt.
So what about, again, you're throwing a koiki. How many areas did you have overall to catch 95 pounds? That all obviously didn't come off one or even 2 areas.
Well, Steve, what you're going to ask here is did you had that stretch, you caught that 28 pounds in that morning, then you say you went to idle in the rest of the day. Was you able to expand on that area after that first day that would help you in day 2 and day 3?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I never caught a fish off that starting spot again after day 1.
Really?
Wow.
You pulled all of them off, you figure.
I don't know. They left. I didn't pull all of them off. I know that. I left fish there.
Oh, the fish moved on you. Yeah.
I only fished a quarter of the flat because with the idea of leaving the rest of the flat for day
For
2.
the next days. Yeah.
And day 2 and day 3, I fished the entirety of the flat, and I never caught a fish over 2 pounds off of it.
Well, one thing you had to have happen, the weather had to cooperate with you, because main lake flats on Toledo Bend can get hairy when the wind picks up over there. Did the wind ever play a factor for you?
Oh yeah, I was taking waves over the trolling motor, catching 7 pounders.
Really?
Yeah, you had to have been. If you was on main lake flat, you was taking it. You was taking a beating, and that might be what played into you getting some of that to yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt.
Now, Andrew, let me ask you this. Go ahead.
The mornings of day 2 and day 3 were really rough. Like both mornings, I was taking waves over the front the whole time and just fishing through it. Because I didn't care. I felt so confident in what I was doing after day 1.
Yeah.
You could have thrown a tornado in the middle of the lake and I wouldn't have cared.
You wasn't going nowhere. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So let's go to day 2 now. So day 2, you have 32 on day 1?
Yeah, day 1, I'll tell you the rest of day 1. I idled forever, and I never really found anything. And then in the last 30 minutes, and I fished another 20 spots. Like it wasn't, I idled a ton, but when I found the right stuff, I'd turn around and start fishing it. And then I just went and fished random stuff. So I fished 20 spots and caught nothing over 2 pounds. Like nothing at all.
Wow.
And then at the end of the day, with about 30 minutes left before I wanted to make my run back, I found this one spot and it looked good, and I caught some 3-pounders, and that's a plus. When you're catching 3-pounders, you're on the right track.
Right.
And I ended up catching a 6.5 right before I had to leave, and that called out like a 390, and that gave me 32 pounds.
Yeah. So let's go to day 2. Take us through day 2.
So day 2, I had a co-angler. We went and we fished the flat that I started on day 1, where I caught 29 pounds. Didn't catch nothing but tiny old spotted bass. So I was like, great. And then after that, I just started running. I started fishing the mess out of new spots. Like I'd put the trolling motor down for 10 minutes, and if it didn't look right, I'm out. I probably fished 40 new spots, and it took me forever. I had 8-10 pounds until about 11 o'clock. And then I put the trolling motor down one spot, and as soon as I put it down, they were there. Like immediately they were there.
And still taking waves over the bus. Still same scenario, rough water.
In that morning, when I was looking around the area, I found the fish in day 2. I was actually pretty calm. Yeah. So that was really nice. So I pulled it up on there, put the trolling motor down. They were immediately there. I made a cast, like a 20-foot cast, and I caught a 6 something. And I was like, here we go. Heck yeah. So I spun the trolling motor around, and then I caught a 7 off that same little area. And then I caught some 3s and some 4s like really quickly and had 25 pounds. And I was like, great. Like that feels amazing to be able to do that at 11 o'clock after not having Jack Diddley. So that was really cool. And then after that, like I beat that area up. There was no more fish on it that I could really check. I left it for about 20 minutes and came back to it. Never really caught anything of any size off of it again, and just went back to it. At about 12 o'clock, I'm starting to fish around again, fishing new areas, just jumping from spot to spot, looking for something similar to that. And it took me a while, but then I found it again. I found another area after probably another 15, 20 spots. Put the trolling motor down, and it looked right. There was a lot of fish, a lot of movement, a lot of small fish, but then caught a 4-pounder, and that upgraded a little bit. So I was like, here we go. Heck yeah. And then I'm going down, and I see one on a stump, and that return on that stump is looking like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. This is a freaking giant. I told my co-angler, I was like, this one's really big. If it bites, I will need the net immediately. And sure enough, I cast it over there, pulled it over his head, and that sucker turned up and bit it. And man, that was insane.
Did you have a co-angler every day?
Not day 1, which was really nice.
Yeah, that is nice. So day 2, you got a co-angler. How'd your co-angler do?
Co-angler did really well. He went from 40th place on day 2 all the way to 15th. He caught fish.
Wow, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
So, Andrew, in finding these spots, and you just said you went through 15 or 20 spots. I'm assuming you have your maps zoomed out and you're just kind of running more of a pattern for these spots. Are you idling the spots, down scan, side scan, to determine if they're there, if you want to see them, or are you pulling up to them and then scoping?
I did a little bit of both. So some flats I knew had stumps from practice and from fishing it. Because
Right.
most of the time when you pull up on a flat, and if there's stumps on one little point or one little section of it, there's going to be more stumps, 300 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if I knew that, then I'm putting the trolling motor down and fishing. But if I was pulling up to a new flat I'd never been on, never seen, I was idling it to see if there was even any stumps down there. Because if it was a
Right.
barren flat, it wasn't worth my time. I'm sure
Right.
there's fish
Right.
on the barren flats, but it's not worth my time to look through and try to find the fish sitting on the bottom or to try to find the floaters. I want targets that I can cast at and make a correct cast and find the fish like rather quickly.
So day 3,
Yeah.
what's your goal? You catch 29.10, but when you leave the ramp that morning after takeoff, what are you thinking? Am I out of fish? Am I totally having to find all new fish today? Can I go back and catch them where I've caught them before?
I knew I was going to have to fish new water. I mean, that was just how the game went on day 1 and day 2. I had to find them on new water.
Right.
So I knew I was just going to have to go fishing, fish more flats, put down the trolling motor 40, 50 times to find them. But I was really confident. I had no issues. I thought I'm going to have to do it. It might take till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I will find them. I know that.
Yeah.
And really, if you want to hear my real goal was 34 pounds. I wanted to break 100 pounds for 3 days.
Really? Wow.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
That's Kevin. That's always my goal. I mean,
Yeah. 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 That's always the goal. But, and so, Andrew, I think this is one thing that might have helped you not having previous knowledge on Toledo Bend. Because if I'm in your situation, one, to have the confidence to say, I have to fish new water.
Yeah.
After you've caught over 60, day 2, you had 60 what pounds? 60. Yeah. Yeah. So to do that and knowing day 3, I have to go run new water. Yes, it would have helped you to have previous experience, but I think your fish conditions at that point, and you're going with what your gut's telling you and what you've seen from that week. And Steve, that's what is separating guys like Andrew, and a lot of this is being able to at the time know I need new water. I need to go find new fish.
Yeah.
And being able to go do that after you catch 66 pounds off of, I ain't gonna say a few spots, but off of certain spots, and knowing that I'm probably not gonna be able to go to that and catch them again. Andrew, would you agree?
100%, no doubt. And it was hard for me day 1 and day 2 to leave the spots where I'd caught them on. It was not easy. I didn't, just pull up and say, they're not here. I'm just going to leave. I was like, man, I want them to be here so bad. And I just kept pushing it and kept pushing it. And I had this internal struggle where I was like, man, I want to stay and find them on this flat somewhere. But then I was also like, I just need to find new water. I need to find new fish on new spots. And
Andrew,
it's hard knowing to leave, but if it's not right, if you're not catching fish off of it, you just got to leave.
Andrew, here's where a lot of us older guys, here's where I have issues. I'm not fully trusting my electronics yet. And I think you have so much faith in what you're looking at that's when you see that stump, that's probably a fish on that stump. I look at the stump and I'm like, I can't tell I don't think there's anything there. So I'm going somewhere else when I probably should at least cast to that stump and make sure there's nothing there. I'm not trusting my electronics the way obviously you are right now.
And I'll tell you in practice, I'll tell you how you can overcome that. I had a big white line through swim bait on my deck in practice. And I was going through these stump fields and I was just throwing that swim bait past it, not to get a bite or to pass the stump.
Yeah.
Not to necessarily get a bite, but I wanted to draw the fish out and see if there was anything there.
Yeah.
Now, it only worked like once because I wasn't in the right areas all the practice like I was in the tournament, but it did work. And I did find one little area that I caught, I think a 5-pounder on day 1. That was real close to my starting spot. where I drew a fish off of it and I dropped a waypoint and said, I'm going to come back here because I saw that fish.
Could you have caught those fish on a big worm or a jig? You think you could have caught them on it, or was that
Oh,
koiku
yeah.
bait that
Did you
important?
try? That's what I was going to say. Did you try? Because let's be honest here. Catch them on a koiki and being that patient,
Yeah.
I'd way rather catch them on a big worm or a jig. Or did you try those?
Yeah, you could have caught him on that, but your odds with that koiki right now, and I hate to say
Yeah.
this because I hate to put this out to other people, but your odds are significantly better of them biting that over a worm. You will catch fish.
Yeah.
Really?
You will catch fish on a big worm. There's
Yeah.
no denying that. But your koiki, your percentage of bites dramatically increases.
Wow.
Right now, yeah. No, I would agree with that.
And I can't
I
say
would
that's going to
definitely.
be the case in a year, but right now that's the case.
That's why I said.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I said right now, it's like that. So Andrew, not being able to go back and catch fish off of the places you did on day one or day two, those spots are just not reloading. You think? I mean, you catch a fish off of a stump, that fish lives there, and those fish just ain't reloading. Kind of, what's your thoughts on why nothing kind of reloaded for you?
I don't 100% know. And it's such a weird thing. And that's what happens in fishing is these fish
Yeah.
just move. They just do whatever they want. What happened? Did these fish slide off and go into deep water already in one day? Because I left fish on day one. I left fish on my
Right.
starting home.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened to him exactly. It got windier on day two. It
Yeah.
was pretty windy there. Did the wind push him off? It's so hard to know that information because there's 1,000 different variables that could have happened. But what I do know is that they were not there day two. That
Yeah.
is the information I do know. So I knew I had to leave.
Did both sides of the lake come into play, or did you focus on Texas side mainly?
I did focus mainly on Texas side. I caught, I think, one keeper day three. No, I think it was day two. I think I caught one keeper that was in my bag off the Louisiana side.
Okay.
But I really just focused more on the Texas side. I was more
Right.
comfortable
It's not
with
that
the
you
Texas
couldn't
side.
catch them on the Louisiana side.
Yeah.
You zeroed in on, and again, on a 72-mile body of water, you have to narrow that sucker down to what you're going to
Exactly.
focus on. I mean, that's
Exactly.
the biggest challenge of Toledo Bend. So
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like I said in practice, that's what I had to do. I narrowed down the backs of the creeks, I'm out. The way up the lake above the bridge, I'm out. I'm sticking
Yeah.
in this area.
well, you go to Texoma, you finish second over there. How's Texoma fishing?
Hold on, Steve. Steve. One more thing before we jump into this Texoma here. Day 3, Andrew. We haven't really jumped into it. Was it another you caught your weight on a spot, or did you have to run multiple spots to get your weight on day 3?
Day 3, it was more of an area / spot. So
Gotcha.
I ran around and it was again 10:30, 11 o'clock. I didn't have but 8, 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And I had fished both of my spots from day 1 and day 2 where I caught them. I didn't catch nothing off either one. And so I just kept moving. Finally, I put the trolling motor down on one spot. I was like, man, I hope they're here. And I look down and I see a freaking giant on a stump. I was like, thank goodness. I cast my bait
So
over.
hold on. Let me pause you right there. So you just pull up and you said, "I hope they're here." So is this a new spot, or you just pulled up to it and said, "This looks right. Let's see what's on this flat"?
Yeah, it was a new spot. I just pulled up on
And you
it.
just roll it up and say, "It looks right on the map. Let's check it out."
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No. All right. Go ahead.
And I hadn't been to it, so I put the trolling motor down and there were stumps there. Plus, that's really good. Whenever you see them suckers there, that's a plus. So
That's a plus.
I've seen some stumps, and then one of those stumps was way too bright on top. It had a big old mark
Yeah.
on top of it. So I cast it down there, hooked it, caught it, and it was a 7.5. And that was a giant relief because I had 8, 10 pounds, and I thought, well, this ain't gonna do it. And when I caught that one, it was such a relief because I knew I felt really good that I was about to catch him in other areas, and I had just almost doubled my bag. So after that one, I started fishing around the area. Camera boat pulled up at the same time, and about that time I started whacking on them. I caught a 5 something, and then as soon as I stood back up, it happens quick. Every day it happened quick. Once I
Okay,
found the
okay.
fish,
So let me
it's really
ask you about that. Let me ask you about that. You say you still have to call five something. I'm assuming you're fixing to catch another one. Are there multiple fish on the same stump, or are there just a
uh,
group of stumps there that you're catching them off of?
just a group of stumps that they're set up
Yeah,
on. I
yeah.
don't
I
know
got
if
you.
I ever really caught any big ones off the same stump. Maybe I caught a 2-pounder and another 2-pounder off the
Yeah.
same stump.
All right.
But once you found a big fish on an area, it was almost a guarantee that there was going to be another big fish really close by.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
And I think
Gotcha.
Texas and Louisiana, I don't have a ton of experience in Louisiana lakes, but Texas reservoirs for sure. This is a very common, pattern. Once you catch
Yeah.
one in one area, it's really likely that there are more big ones really close by.
Yeah. Hmm. Did you have a co-angler on the third day?
I did, yeah.
You did. How'd he do?
He had 2 fish. I don't exactly remember where he ended up at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he had a small one and a decent one, probably a 2.5-pounder.
Right. Right. Okay. So you load up after you win this deal and you go to Texoma. And Texoma, look, I've fished it a lot and I've done pretty good there. But that place can be brutal too, especially if it's windy. How was Texoma? How did it fish for you? Obviously, you finished second, you and your partner. Walk us through how'd that go down? Was that Texas Team Trail, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Didn't plan to fish it. Where we fished TTO out there, Texas Team Trail Outdoors. Sorry, we fished that out there, and we got that tournament in 2 weeks on Texoma. So I called my partner for that, and I was like, "Hey, there's a Texas Team Trail out there tomorrow. Like, you want to fish it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, we're taking your boat if we fish it, because my boat is beat up right now." The day 3 of the tournament, I was running back and my oil light came on. It wouldn't allow me to get back on pad. I thought I was about to lose it. Luckily,
Ooh.
luckily I had a spare quart of oil in my boat and I poured that in there.
Wow.
So yeah, going back to Toledo, for anyone that fishes tournaments and has a 4-stroke, you need to keep an extra quart of oil in your boat.
Yeah.
You really need to, because sometimes it just, you don't raise up your motor and it'll smoke when you first start it and burn a little oil off. If you keep doing that enough, it'll literally run low on oil and it won't allow you to get on pad.
Good
So,
advice. Yeah. Good advice.
that really saved me day 3 because I had 20 minutes till weigh in and I was probably 10 miles away. If I couldn't have got my boat to get on pad, I wouldn't have made it.
You wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was really cool. That was a really clutch save,
Yeah. Well,
And
they say
then,
when it's your turn, it's your turn. I mean, I've always heard that expression, and it was obviously your turn. So,
well, it wasn't because of lack of preparation. I kept that oil in
That's
there
true.
because of that idea.
Yeah,
I've
that's what I
heard of
mean.
that
Yeah.
happening,
yeah,
and I don't want that to happen to me. I
Right.
always try to keep, to be as prepared as possible.
You have to be prepared. Yes, you have to be prepared.
yeah,
And especially when you own an older boat. My boat's not a new boat. It's a 2015. I just repowered it with a brand new Mercury.
yeah,
Stuff breaks on it all the time. I mean, I beat it up this weekend and I've got a couple things I still got to fix. I got both of the bearings off of my boat right now because there's water all in them and I got to fix them.
yeah.
So your preparation when you own an older boat has got to be, you got to keep up with it or stuff just breaks.
Do you fix a lot of stuff yourself?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, is that knowledge from dad or just you self-taught?
A little bit of both. Just learn. I mean, he's always been the kind of guy that we're just going to go fix it. We're going to figure it out. And I've learned from that.
Well, and you need to be able to
on
do that on the road traveling like you're doing. You've got to be able to work on your stuff yourself and get yourself out of a bind. So
Right.
props off to you for learning how to do that when this is obviously what you want to do. So you need to be able to work on it.
Yeah, no doubt. In college, we learned a lot. We were just in college. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
a couple of idiots out there on the side of the highway trying to figure out how to replace a hub or how to do this or how to do that. So that was a learning lesson too. But coming back to Texoma, we decided we were going to fish Texoma, hopped in that for Texas Team Trail. And I'll tell you what, that was the first limit I've ever waded on that lake. I've fished
Really?
a handful of tournaments and I have always sucked. But
It can fish tough. That lake can be tough.
yeah, no doubt. we went out there and we did something a little similar to what I did on Toledo. Not the exact same, because there's not the same cover out there.
Right.
We fished it a little similar to how we did Toledo. And like I said, that pattern can be applied to a lot of different places.
Did you have a mixed bag, smallmouth and largemouth, or was it all large?
All largemouth.
All largemouth.
Yeah.
Andrew, what you got coming up?
Yeah.
So I have like I was saying, Team Trail Outdoors. Actually, this week I have Bass Champs on Lake Travis. I've never been there before, but hopefully do something similar to Toledo.
Yeah.
And then Team Trail Outdoors on Lake Texoma again. And then my next really big tournament is on the Toyota Series on the Arkansas River. So I'll fish that.
Gotcha.
And
But and what day are you taking me on Toledo? What day are we doing that?
Hey, I'll go back out there in a heartbeat. I want to go back there right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. You catch 95 pounds, 6 pound. Andrew, 6 pound average, dude. That's insane, man.
No doubt. No doubt. It's freaking insane.
So, and this tournament qualifies you for the national championship.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Which is, where's it at? Is it Hartwell?
Hartwell, November 18th to the 21st.
Oh, that's a scoping body of water.
Yeah.
That's a great place to scope right there.
I mean, it can be, but a lot of times it's fun.
Yeah, and is it in the fall?
Yeah,
it's in November, so
yeah, that could be a different animal there, but they ought to be feeding heavily though. So,
right, no doubt. But I will tell you, I brought it, and I plugged Shimano on stage, but I'm going to show the rod and reel I caught them all on.
As long as it's Shimano. If it's not Shimano, we can't show it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Shimano. So first thing, this is a Shimano Vanford. This reel,
heck yeah.
This reel's a deal. It's a really good all-around reel. Got great drag on it. Light reel. So it's the Shimano Vanford 2500. The reel's nice, but the main stake of this assessment is the rod. So this rod's a 7'4" and it has a solid tip. So it's the Zodius 7'4" medium plus. So this rod is freaking legit. So what makes this rod so good? Obviously, when you're throwing a bait like a koiki, it's not necessarily a light bait, but it's so much wind resistance that it's hard to cast. It's hard to cast for anyone. So this rod has a solid tip. The last 6 inches are a solid tip, and it really allows it to load up. But then also right after the solid tip, it's got plenty of backbone. So whenever you're working it, you can work it, but then when also one eats it, you got plenty of backbone to really jack them on it. So I was really fortunate, and I never, any of the big fish I hooked on this rod, I never lost a single one.
Wow.
I never lost.
And it's got that carbon monarch handle also is the real deal. That carbon monarch handle, man, that you can feel everything with that thing.
Yeah, no, it's nice. This rod and reel setup, I mean, it's perfect. And I mean, like I said, I literally never lost a fish on it. I can't remember the last time I fished a tournament with one bait and I never lost a fish on it. That would have helped. That never, ever, ever happens, you know? So super fortunate to that. And I gotta give a lot of props to the freaking rod on this one. The rod was a big player, I feel like.
Wow. That's great. Great promotion there for Kevin Shimano. You can't beat that,
I'll
dude.
take it.
95 pounds of fish on that rod. So
James, go ahead and clip that. Send that to me.
Yeah. Mail that in.
Well,
Andrew,
man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude. 95 pounds, 3 days. That's stuff we all dream about. And man, that's hats off to you. I mean, that's not easy to do. It's not easy to handle it the way you handle it either, to know that you needed to go find new fish every day, most every day, and just to put your head down and run a pattern and do what you knew needed to be done, man. Hats off to you.
Thank you. I mean, it was my best tournament. I made every decision like so well, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself for that. Because that doesn't ever happen. I'm so proud that I made the right decisions to fish new water, to find new stuff, because it is not easy when you catch 32 pounds off a spot. So
Well,
hard to leave a spot when you do that.
the thing that impresses me the most with you is you're humble and you continue to learn, and you're looking at it every time you get on the water. You're still trying to learn something every day.
No
And as long as
doubt.
you got that approach, Andrew, great things are ahead for you, my friend. And
I appreciate
I'm
it.
looking forward to one day we're saying, oh, we knew that dude. We had him on our show one day. And
Hey, great job today too, Andrew, breaking it down, man. Great job
yes,
breaking it down.
best job we've probably ever had. I'm telling you, you did a
Yeah,
great
great,
job.
great job breaking it down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we have you on again after another big win. We'll be hollering at you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, sweet. Well, sounds good. Well, thanks guys for having me on. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Thanks,
you,
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Andrew Rickman. Appreciate it, Andrew. And with that, we're going to take our final break here. And when we return, we've got some other results. We've got late level reports and upcoming tournaments. We'll be right back with more Tackle Talk Live.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Bravos, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back. This is our final segment. This segment presented by the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, which got an awesome promotion.
Heck yeah.
Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana, Lost Frontier Park on Toledo Bend, and Rentals, ToledoBend.com. Looking for a place to stay. Check out Rentals, ToledoBend.com. Save yourself some money. All right, Kevin, let's see here. I don't even
Steve,
know.
let me say this, Steve. First of all, there's going to be a lot of people pissed off on Toledo Bend because he gave away some freaking juice today.
Major juice. Yes.
And awesome job of breaking it down. But Steve, here's the key to this. And this is why I said not having the knowledge of Toledo Bend allowed him to know the decisions he made of, I've got to run new water.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to make them bite in the areas that he had found, that he caught 66 pounds in day 1 and 2. He caught fish on a new spot every day.
Yeah.
He caught fish on a new spot every day.
Wasn't afraid to experiment. Wasn't afraid to go somewhere else.
He trusted his gut.
Yeah.
He trusted his knowledge of reading a map and knowing. He trusted his pattern. Yeah. And that's the key here. He trusted the pattern and ran it every day and caught fish on a new spot every day. And he knew what he needed to look for. And if he doesn't do that, he doesn't win it. He doesn't come close to winning it, in my opinion. Right. He knew what he needed to do. He trusted the pattern. He ran with it.
Yeah. Got a compliment from Walt Stevens. He watched the interview. He said, best interview I've ever done. And I would have to echo the same thing. Absolute. He did a bang up job of, and again, the way he presents himself, again, he doesn't come across as arrogant. He doesn't come across as I'm the best that's ever wet a hook, or he was very.
Well, it's learning. He said, got to continue to learn.
Yeah.
And when we went to break, he was still on, and we told him, and I told him, if this is something you want to do, you've got an opportunity to make it, because how knowledgeable you are and how well spoken you are. Not only do you have to be able to catch them to make it to the pros, right. You got to have a business side of it, and he has that.
Yeah,
so,
he does. He presents himself
hats
very
off to him. Excellent job.
Yep. Real quick, just looking at the rundown of the Bass Nation. Second place was Dalen Milam. He came in with 82.7. Basically, right at 13 pounds, difference between first and second. But he was about 13 behind Andrew. Trace Antunes the third. He came in third with 79.5. Caden Muck, who we know, was fourth with 77.14. And then definitely a guy we know, Wyatt Frankins, came in fifth with 77.6. All those guys are all good scopers. They all understand
77 pounds for fifth place.
Yes.
Did I just hear you right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 28.8 on day one, 26 on day two, and 23.14 on day three, and came in fifth.
That's stupid. That is just
I don't even have words for this, dude. I'm just like I said, if Bassmaster Magazine don't make Toledo Bend the #1 lake in the country, it's rigged, is all I can say. Because I'm telling you right now, there ain't no place better in the world to go fish than Toledo Bend. And then he leaves Toledo Bend and goes to a place that me and you both know is one of the toughest places you can go fish, is Lake Texoma, and comes in second. And just on a whim goes over and puts the boat in the water and fishes.
When you're feeling confident and fishing the way he fishes, when you're feeling confident about making decisions, like he said, Steve, you can go win a lot of money when you're confident on your decision making, and he is right now. So
absolutely,
he's hot.
Absolutely.
All right,
let's see. Let's
Outlaw Outdoors.
Yeah, let me find it. Here it is, right here. Okay, let's take a look. I need to expand this a little bit. Here we go. Shane Mercer and Lane Mercer came in with 23.67 for first place. They had, of course, 5 fish limit. Wesley Dawson, Teddy Clond. Because I think it's Cloyne. Teddy Cloyne, they came in second with 23.52. Blake Steptoe and Brian Landers, they came in third with 23.44. Rusty Young, Kaysen Clark, they came in fourth with 22.96. Jeff Rogers, Garrett Hilton were fifth with 22.13. Rounding out, let's see here, let me expand this. Let's see, top 10th place was 1916, which was Robert Yates and Scott Myers. Last place check was 18th place. It took 16.25, and that was caught by Mark Duran and John Frazier. So congratulations to all you guys that fished that event. And I'm sure I don't see a number how many they had, but probably had a really good turnout for that onslaught. So Sam Rayburn's fishing pretty good itself. I mean, it's not bad. And so if you
it's fishing a lot better, Steve. After the Sealy event, it's starting to fish a lot better.
No, I agree. All right. Real quick, Lake of the Pines, Fishers of Men, Northeast Texas. We covered Fishers of Men in Northeast Texas and Texas East. Carson Stevens and Brian Stevens, they won it with 23.35. Jim Tutt, Andrew Tutt, his son, they came in second with 22.74. Patrick Watkins, Travis Murray were third with 21.62. Cash Henson, Parker Emery, 18.78 in fifth place. Andrew Harp and R.W. James with 18.69. So good job, all you guys. All right. Kev, that's well, we got some lake, really not much to report on lake levels. Everything's still low. Toledo Bend 3 feet low. Sam Rayburn 8 feet low. Lake of the Pines is 1.61 feet low. Fork is still
we got some
2 feet
we
low.
got some rain coming this week though, Steve.
Yeah, we do.
We got some good. I'm actually, so we got the Elite 8 tournament this weekend. I'm going to fish it. Thank goodness I'm gonna get a weekend I can go fishing.
Yeah.
But we got the Elite 8 on Friday and Saturday at Toledo Bend this weekend. I'll be fishing that. And I know Friday it's saying like 100% chance of rain up to an inch on just Friday during the day. And I know they're calling for even heavier rain north of us up there around the Shreveport area and stuff. So Fort, Rayburn, Toledo Bend all should see a little small jump after this weekend.
Yeah, it's actually storms. I got tornado warnings come out on my phone from Channel 3. So it's already getting pretty nasty up there north of Shreveport. And so, but anyway, but anyhow, that's again, upcoming tournaments. Let's see here. This weekend, MLF Pro Tours at Beaver Lake. May 2nd, Fishers of Men, Texas East will be at Rayburn this weekend. Bass Champs is at Lake Travis. And the Elite Series is at Lake Murray, South Carolina. So that's what's coming up. And then Outlaw Outdoors Team Series number 4, the next weekend, May 9th, will be at Sam Rayburn. So that's kind of what's going on the next week or so, 2 weeks. And so get out there, enjoy your fishing. It's still good right now. We're not in that summer pattern yet. We're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. But go out there, have a good time, and go catch 97 pounds,
Yeah.
That's what everybody likes to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, all right, Kev, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope. That does it for us for this week. Make sure, give our guys at Power Implements a holler. Tell them the guys at Tackle Talk sent you. Make sure to save some money. Save $500 on buying a boat. Save $50 off your service ticket. So make sure to go tell the guys at Power Implements Marine that Tackle Talk Live said hello.
Yeah, and if you're headed for Toledo Bend, need a place to stay. Lost Frontier Park. It's got a few cabins there. They've got RV park. Got a great restaurant there. Great amenities. Huge swimming pool for the kiddos. You can launch your boat there. It's protected. Everything in there. It's just a great place. And if you're looking for a house somewhere on the lake, check out rentalstoledobend.com. That's through Dowden Associates. They're offering this option. It's called rentalstoledobend.com. And again, if you want to save some money on some fees, that's the place you need to go, and you'll find it very reasonable. So check it out. You can give them a call at 318-256-0563. But again, go to rentalstoledobend.com to learn more. And so good luck to everybody that's fishing this weekend. Kevin, good luck to y'all. Hopefully y'all
appreciate it.
Pair them up, and we'll come back next week and with your 95-pound report. So,
oh yeah, I don't know about that one, Steve.
All right, man. Hey, y'all be careful out there in that body of water, and watch the weather, man. Be careful.
Will do.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap us up today. Let's real quick, thank you for tuning us in. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, however way you listen to a podcast. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, we would love to have you. Still got a couple of months left, May and June. We'll finish up around the end of June. Please message us on our Facebook if you're interested. Kevin will get a packet out to you ASAP. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thank you for watching. Spread the word about this particular, especially this episode. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.